looking at the Houston Rockets, I'm looking at a team that has culture and identity.
Rockets, Green. Oh my goodness! Ball screen, Curry, three.
We all want to get to Vegas for sure, so we're going to give everything we got.
Warriors, come out to play!
Okay, Shanae, I'm going to give it to you straight, all right? The Rockets, they've lost 15 straight games against the Warriors, okay? That's tied for their longest streak against a single opponent in franchise history. So here's what the starting lineups looked like the last time Houston beat Golden State, just a few weeks before the pandemic shut down the league and the world. That was in 2020. So for more on this winner-go-home game tonight in the NBA Cup, our Om Young Masuk live from Houston. Om, what is the mindset for the Warriors in this win-and-advance game?
Malika, you heard Steph Curry. He said we all want to get to Vegas for sure. They packed for 12 days. So if they win tonight in Houston and beat the Rockets for a 16th straight time, they will head to Las Vegas where they would play a semifinal on Saturday. If they win that game, they're in the championship on Tuesday. Then they would have to fly to Memphis for a game on Thursday and then Minnesota on Saturday. Whew. Steve Kerr said he only packed for 5 days. If he has to, he'll do some laundry. If only figuring out his starting lineup was so simple, though, because Steve Kerr has been absolutely searching and experimenting with his starting lineups and his rotations. But this morning I watched him at shoot-around. He was talking to Jonathan Kuminga for 10 minutes on the side. They have settled on starting Jonathan Kuminga at power forward. It is time to see what Kuminga can do. And if they get 33 points from him, a career high, like they did last week in a win over Houston, they will be very happy. Draymond Green said, if I have to come off the bench, I'm willing to do it because many in this franchise, including myself, believe he is next. And if he is next, it is time to see it.
That is very, very interesting. Om, thank you so very much. So Draymond Green saying that he is willing to come off the bench if necessary for this game and for this matchup. Let's dive into this a little more because it has been a minute, right, since we have seen the Houston Rockets be able to beat the Golden State Warriors. Shanae's so excited she needs to stand up for this one, get the energy going. Perk, what are you going to be watching? What could the difference maker be in this?
Feelings.
So deep in my feelings.
That's right. I got this feeling. I'm telling you, that damn Steph Curry is something about Steph in H-Town. Even with his history, his past, when James Harden was there, I feel like this is a Steph Curry opportunity, and it's going to be a Steph Curry moment in the NBA Cup. Look, I picked the Dallas Mavericks to win. They got smoked last night, so now I'm leaning on the OG, the old head. No Kevin Durant is in the tournament. No LeBron James. I feel like we could see an Olympic version of Steph Curry in this NBA Cup. Don't be surprised.
Jonathan Kuminga believes he's got the ability to be a star. Joe Lacob, they drafted him number 7 overall because they felt like he was a star. Now it's about time for him to get this opportunity. He has the moment. It's his moment, and it's his moment to shine. 33 points last week against this same Rockets team, and I do think he gets up a little bit more to play Jalen Green, his former Ignite teammate.
So there's a whole lot of Golden State Warriors energy on this side of the table. I turn to you, the queen of H-Town, Shanae. What are you going to be watching tonight?
Perk, what's going on here? You say it's more about, you're from Houston. You say it's about Golden.
I'm from Beaumont.
So you're not claiming the age?
I reside in Houston, but I'm a Texas boy, and I love the Rockets. I just got to be real.
I think this is also a lot about the Houston Rockets, and you know what that means. It's time for another checklist so I can tell you exactly what to check out ahead of the Warriors versus the Rockets. Let's get into this. First up on my checklist, of course, it's going to be star power. And it starts and ends, obviously, with Steph Curry, who is the biggest star left in the Cup right now. Steph Curry, of course, shooting plus 40% from 3. He's got 2 guys guarding him at half court. Did you know that this 3 right here is the longest so far this season? And, I mean, this is just not fair. But it's not stars on just one side. There's another side that has stars as well. Alperen Şengün is having a career year in blocks, in rebounds, and most importantly, assists. In the half court with 4 guys in front of him, he makes a great read. Van Vliet is covered. And instead of forcing the offense, or at least going going backwards. He has, let's change the angle, the ability to do a cute little pirouette, read that the paint is open, and it's, look at this, secondary line of defense, 3 different guys. It doesn't matter. He's so crafty at finishing the basketball. So those are the stars. Second on my list, it's the showstoppers, and this is when it gets fun. These 2 teams have 2 high-flying swingmen in Jonathan Kuminga and also Jalen Green. I mean, Kuminga, he started the last 4 games and has been averaging 21 a game in that span. Jalen Green, y'all, we know this man can get hot. 3 of his last 5 games, he's dropped 41, he's dropped 28 and 31. Both of these guys are potential slam dunk contest nominees if I was a judge, okay? And last on my checklist here, secret weapon. This will help you punch your ticket to Vegas. First and foremost, the Houston Rockets. They have the 2nd best defense in the NBA. Look at this number down here, 43%. That's what their opponents shoot. 2nd worst shooting percentage in the league when you're going up against the Rockets. But more importantly, on the other side, the Warriors, they also have a secret weapon, and it's their bench. They're number 2 at bench points per game, and it's largely because of that man, Buddy Hield. Now, mind you, he was just entered into the starting lineup, but no one has shot more threes and made more threes than Buddy Hield since 2019-2020. Now, give or take a Steph Curry season, given that he did not play 1 year, but still, no one has made more threes than Buddy since 2019. Truly impressive. Now, I know the number, all right? The Rockets, they haven't beat the Warriors in 1,756 days. Will today be the day?
Hey, look, I don't know if I should call him Trey Young or Melvin Young, okay? You remember Melvin off of Baby Boy because he's been going in the garden and he's got his feet up on the furniture. He's cooking eggs and bacon in his boxers. Look, he's 4th most in 40-point games behind Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Bernard King in the garden. That stops tonight. Big Body Brunson, what the hell you gonna do? Karl Anthony Towns, or you go slide those puppies in the pick and roll? Tom Thibodeau, or you go coach your behind off and put a game plan to stop this man? No Trey Young, no ice cold Trey in the garden tonight. New York, you need to stand on business. I got y'all coming out of the Eastern Conference to represent the Cup. Damn it, get it done.
Bobby Marks is joining us because he couldn't miss that pep talk from Big Perk. But Bobby, you have been high on the Hawks and what they've been doing recently. What are you watching closely in this one?
I think defense. This Atlanta team is dangerous here. I think certainly the Denver game was a major slip up when they got their doors blown off. But before that, they've been top 5 in the defensive efficiency during that winning streak. And I think certainly the addition of Dyson Daniels. I think we've all zeroed in on Dyson Daniels, who's making a name for at least Defensive Player of the Year, all defensive right now here. But I think this Atlanta team is certainly dangerous tonight.
Everybody and their mama is going to be tuning in to see if Trey Young is going to do the same thing he did to the Knicks that he's been doing the last few years. Now, instead, this time, Jalen Brunson, he has given into having help. These additions have allowed him to have a career-high assist. And so to me, the competitive firepower between these 2 point guards is going to be fun. And I know he's going to take it personal and he's going to live for this moment. You know what they say? Styles make fights. These 2 PGs are very different. Perk, you got one. Big Body Brunson. Another one is Ice Trey. To me, it's going to be really fun to see which style actually wins out.
I'm really looking into the maturation of Trey Young this entire season. And I'm told Quinn Snyder sat him down before the start of the season in training camp and said, listen, you need to sacrifice a little bit more for others, especially the wings. You think about Jalen Johnson, think about Zachary Sachet, DeAndre Hunter, some talented wings around him. And that really got Trey Young going to really answer the call on this. And you think about it, career low in touches, career low in dribbles per touch, and it's led to 12.2 assists per game for him this season. That's the most since the 90s with John Stockton.
Well, look, speaking of Jalen Johnson, that's another matchup I'm looking at. Jalen Johnson and OG Anunoby. It's a lot. Hey, look, it's a lot of little matchups between this matchup. It's going to be a brawl for it all. You said everybody and their mama going to be watching his Mama Aguma K going to be checking it out.
Oh, absolutely.
She's going to be watching.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Dr.
She
will be tuned in.
She will be watching. It's worth mentioning Zach Sachet, his 33-point career high. It did come in November against the New York Knicks.
Ooh.
So there's a whole lot of subplots that all of us are going to be watching. Recently, though, both of these teams have been on an upward trajectory, both the Hawks and the Knicks. We're inching closer to the date when 85 players are eligible to be traded here, Bobby. Do you expect either one of these teams to be active?
Well, I think Atlanta, I remember a year ago at the trade deadline, I said, pick a direction. Them in Chicago pick a direction. And 4 months later, they did pick a direction. They traded DeJounte Murray for Dyson Daniels and a package of players. Listen, they've got some valuable expiring contracts. When you look at Clint Capella, when you look at Larry Nance, they have that Lakers first-round pick that they're sitting on right now. I don't think this is I think this is the first year. They don't do anything. They're not close to where Boston is, but I think they can still be a top 6 team in this Eastern Conference here.
And Trae Young, he looks bought in, right? He's looking like a team guy.
That's what Sean's just saying.
Yeah, I'm saying.
In there.
Yeah, he looks happy. And shout out to Quinn Snyder, right? It seemed like everywhere he goes, he moved the goalposts, right? He's a hell of a coach. And again, they have those athletic wings that could defend at a high level, and they're going to be scary in the future.
And like I said yesterday, the ceiling has raised, but for two different perspectives for both of these teams. The Hawks' defense has improved, and the Knicks' offense has improved. I mean, this is going to be a popcorn type of night, y'all. I'm excited.
I'm already popping it. But real quick, corn, not bottles. The Knicks side, I mean, they're sort of like, all right, this is our team. This is what we're looking at here.
So from their starting lineup, it's one of the best starting lineups in the league. But you think about the bench. We've been talking about their bench depth all season.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson is the name to keep an eye on. He's someone, I'm told he's unlikely to get cleared until at least late January into February. So that pushes his timeline a little bit. So they need to see exactly whether he comes back and he's healthy and can play, or do you look into the market? Because they do potentially need another big man off the bench.
I'm sorry, y'all. Malika Andrews just said corn, not bottles. Like, we're not going to let that slide.
It's 12:30 Pacific. I just wanted to be very clear about where I stand, even though it's the holiday
I mean, it doesn't
season.
matter what time you're still popping corn.
That's fair.